feels even faster than he was pre-injury, and said that his numbers on Catapult were even better than they were pre-injury. But what have you seen from him next to you just during the course of fall?
I've just seen a healthy guy. Like he said, he's been looking pretty fast lately, and I feel like now he's starting to get a lot more comfortable running on that knee that he got the injury on, and I think he'll probably do good, man. Just the fact with this knee, it being sore and stuff like that, I think all of these practices have kind of like loosened it up a little bit. So he'll be fine.
Is that something you maybe seen from him? And just was he kind of hesitant at first to get on the knee? Have you kind of seen him ease into it and like really go full go now?
Yeah, absolutely. Because even myself, I've dealt with injuries like that too. It takes some time for any guy to kind of just get used to running back on it like they used to. So I think Sean Dion has done a great job with just his rehab and all those things to get back right.
What do you remember from that game, the SEC championship in Atlanta when he went down and you kind of were thrust in?
I just remember seeing him go down, and I really didn't know what exactly happened, but the injury, the way he got the injury was kind of bizarre. Like I never seen anybody tear the ACL like that. So when he went down, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit when they told me to go in. And just when I saw him, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in this game and not only just play for myself and my family and the team, but also play for him.
How do you guys complement each other in terms of your style of play?
I think we complement each other just the fact that, we actually have a history with each other. We used to play, travel basketball with each other when we was younger. So we kind of got a good kind of chemistry with each other because we played another sport with each other. So whenever we're on the field, man, we both kind of compliment each other, whether it's one of us making one call and us make another guy making another call the next play. So I think just having that guy with me, beside me, it makes my job a lot easier.
Who's a better basketball player? Who's a better basketball player?
That's a good question. You know what? Me and him have not played basketball in so long. We probably will both be garbage.
You played what position? How was that team?
We actually played. I think both of us played the same position. So, but in Little League, everybody's kind of small, the same. So, we really play almost every position out there.
So how old were you?
I don't know. That's a good question. We may have been maybe like around 14 around that age, 14 to 12. So I think that was around that age. That was we was playing. We played travel ball. We went to some little tournament in Kentucky, and we ended up winning it. So that was probably one of the things I remember most.
When you watch Francois on tape, elusive, he's slippery, he's hard to bring down. How much of practice this week has been emphasized at wrapping up and tackling, bringing your guy to the ground?
I think that's really been emphasized not only just this week, but since I've been here. We played against so many talented quarterbacks. For one, obviously, Deshaun Watson. Being able to kind of wrap up and make sure you actually take the opponent down is probably the number one thing. It's a lot. It's one thing to get to the guy and rattle him and all that stuff, but if you can't get him down,
how similar?
How similar?
Watson to Francois.
Oh, that's a good question. I think Watson and Francois have good escaping ability. I feel like those are probably the most things that have in common. Francois seems like on tape that he can escape, he can run. So, and whenever I see those things, I see Deshaun Watson, and that's a guy that you have to respect. You have to respect a guy like that with feet like that.
Francois is somebody that can take a hit. Has he been hit as hard as he's going to be hit Saturday?
That's a good question. You know what? He's played against a lot of guys, and just whatever happens, I know he's going to keep playing this game regardless. So I expect him to kind of play some of those big time games like Deshaun Watson does. Whenever they play, when a lot of teams play against us, they give us their best game. So I expect that out of him.
Do you have a little bit of extra for a quarterback like that? That's kind of.
You know what? I'm to be honest with you, every quarterback it gets the same treatment, man, and that's kind of how I guess with any type of defensive player that we got to have that savage type mentality, man, just to kind of go after the opponent and make some plays.
Talked about running backs are really big guys. What's it like trying to tackle a guy like that?
I know Florida State has a big back themselves, and he's like you say, he's kind of got attributes like Bo himself. A big guy who can run downhill, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna use him a lot. The fact he's a big bruiser, so. It's going to be a great challenge for me and Sean Dion, and we look forward to it.
Does it help having a really big running back to practice against, a really skilled guy like Bo?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only him, we got other big backs as well. So just seeing running backs like that, it only helps a game because it makes you respect running backs and makes you actually just practice on technique and actually tackle.
Between home and away games, do you change at all your routine as to how you're going into a game? I feel like even before you even get to the stadium?
No, I keep the same routine. I feel like if you're going to play any game, you got to keep the same routine. So whether it's, you sit down in the corner, get by yourself and do little things like that, I feel like it has to be the same for every game so that way you play the same.
What do you do?
For me, I just kind of, like I said, I just get in the corner just kind of by myself, listen to some music, and then after that, man, I kind of just get some of my guys ramped up, and then we're ready to go.
So you go from alone to around everyone real quick?
Yes, real quick. I guess for me being alone, it kind of helps me to kind of calm down, not get too ramped up before the game, because a lot of times I can kind of get too ramped up and make a lot of mistakes. So for me, I think being poised first, and then when it's time to get ramped up, man, when I'm ready.
What are you listening to? What are you listening to?
You know what? I listen to a lot of different music. It can go from rock, hip hop, R&B. I really don't have a favorite song that I listen to, but I actually just trying to basically keep a shuffle on, and just whatever comes on, I just listen to it.
You were talking about Lafrance wants mobility and stuff. What he does is move around in the pocket, stays relatively in the same area. Did that change how you approach pass rushing, or staying in your lane, or that kind of thing?
Yeah, it did. Because I don't know if you can see on film in me from my progression. A lot of times I used to run upfield a lot, and I never really respected college quarterbacks, and their ability to be able to escape. And I feel like now I've done a better job of, respecting quarterbacks from being able to escape and just learning not to, run past and basically push the pocket and kind of not only just try to sack them, but at least ride on them and get a hand up in his face.
Thanks.